I'm Madeline Colliger, a PhD student at the University of Connecticut, studying the best ways to restore coastal marshes. As a marsh scientist, I get to spend time outside in the mud and time inside the lab. I get to take samples of water, gas, and soil and take them back to the lab to analyze them. This helps us understand how marshes work and what they may need in order to be restored. One kind of crazy way to restore coastal marshes is to add sediment on top of it. Adding sediment to marshes is a really cool kind of restoration because it increases the elevation of marshes so they don't drown as sea level rises. But when we add sediment, we need to be careful with the kind of sediment that we add. If the sediment has lived at the bottom of a channel accumulating sulfides, when it gets dredged and put on the marsh surface, those sulfides will be exposed to oxygen. That can create sulfur compounds that are toxic to plants. It can even form sulfuric acid in the soil, making acid sulfate soils. Acid sulfate soils are acidic and can kill roots, preventing plants from growing. And that's not good if we want to restore the marsh. We need the plants to thrive. Researchers like me at the University of Connecticut are working on a solution, something that can be mixed into the sediment before it's applied to the marsh, to prevent it from becoming an acid sulfate soil. Our experiments look at lots of different options, things like crushed shells or pelletized lime, which act like a Tums and neutralize any acid that forms, or things like red mulch, which has iron oxide and will bind the sulfide into the soil so it will not form sulfuric acid. The work is still in progress, but we are working with state agencies in Connecticut to implement these amendments on large-scale restoration projects. It is really important to think about everything involved in a restoration project and evaluate the sediment you use before you put it on a marsh, so you can fix any problems before they happen. Marshes are an awesome part of our coastlines, hotspots for biodiversity, nursery grounds for environmentally and economically important species. They do carbon sequestration and protect us from storms. Restoring them properly makes sure that we will have them for many years into the future.